Welcome in. We're taking a look at updates from Jalisco and Puerto Vallarta, Guadalajara. Again, I'm probably going to butcher some of these names and I apologize. I'm trying, but you can let me know in the comments how I should be saying it. Widespread violence obviously kicked off yesterday with Mencho, who was the leader of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. When he was killed by Mexican special forces, this obviously kicked off widespread violence across the nation. Officials are now emphasizing that this was a long-planned operation between information sharing from U.S. intelligence sources and Mexican special forces. But no U.S. personnel were on the ground during any of this. Mexican security agency is now saying more than 250 roadblocks were spread across the nation. Buses, cars, trucks, all set on fire to block and cause ultimate chaos and choke points throughout the region. Also, at least 25 National Guard members were killed during these attacks and during this period of violence. The Jalisco state governor issuing a code red, and then the president of Mexico herself being flown on a helicopter offshore to a Mexican Navy ship. Both Mexican and international security experts are still warning that while it might appear like it's somewhat calmed down on the surface, more violence still could escalate in the coming days and weeks, especially as we might see potential succession issues and battling between rival cartels that are undoubtedly going to spring up. So with that code red inside that state, all public transportation has been suspended. Cruise lines have turned around. Most international air travel has been completely suspended, leaving many tourists in place and a shelter in place for anyone who's in the region. Now, I'll put down below, there are some organizations, nonprofits. Be clear, I have not vetted them, but they appear to be well-intentioned. If you are stuck there and you have no means of escape or getting out, you can reach out to them and hopefully coordinate some kind of rescue, if not support. Again, if you are in this region and facing a lot of this chaos right now. I want to go to some of the videos again that are circling social media. I first saw this, I honestly thought it was Mexican federal officials, state police, a Mexican government official, and this turns out that is cartel gunmen. When you look at their kit and the vehicle they're in, they are clearly decked out like special forces with all the gear and all the toys that go along with it. These are some of the roadblocks going on, completely tearing up the street. And again, they said over 250 of these roadblocks happened. I mean, this is something we saw in Iraq and Syria, and specifically like Mosul, with ISIS digging moats, building walls, roadblocks, all sorts of this. Again, creating choke points where no one can get through, just enhancing the chaos and ultimately exerting their control over the region. This video circles around Los Deltas, named for Delta Force out of the U.S. government. You know, the cartel saying this is their version of Delta Force. Again, plaster on the guy's back. Again, they have a lot of money and a lot of kit for sure, and they're wreaking havoc in this region. Now, this video, if it happened last night, is pretty wild. Regardless, it happened at some point. If you go into the comments, there are people saying that this happened a long time ago, and then others saying, no, this actually occurred last evening. If you know, drop a comment down below. I'll be curious, but again, you can see the minigun kicking off, firing right into these buildings. Again, that minigun, 3,000 to 6,000 rounds a minute. You can see the tracer fire coming off that. Pretty intense weaponry when we're talking about heavily populated areas, buildings, etc. And just looking at a little bit more of the destruction. I mean, just complete and utter chaos as cars, vehicles, buildings, everything just completely decimated in this region. Hospitals, airports, public building, public transportation, complete and utter mayhem. Definitely thoughts and prayers go out to anyone affected by this. I can't imagine. I mean, this is a war zone. It looks like a heavily modified, then F-250. Well, it's a dually of some kind. I don't know if that's a Ram or a Ford, but they have modified that with some armament and protection there. Some Jeeps decked out. Saying here 200 to 500,000 firearms are smuggled into Mexico every year through the Iron River in America through straw purchasers, with Europe also supplying similar amounts or types of weaponry through various means. Again, these guys appear to have some decent gear and vehicles, again, heavily modified to go out there and conduct various operations. Just wild to see this level of destruction throughout a region or a state in today's age, but obviously it happens all over the world. All right, with that being said, if we see more that's worth sharing, we'll absolutely do so. Make sure that, if you need assistance, I'll put those links down below. Again, we're going to wrap up here. If we see anything else we're sharing, we absolutely will. Our thoughts and prayers go with those who are affected by it. I will link down below organizations who say they're willing to help. Again, you'll have to do the vetting yourself if you're someone who needs it, but maybe it is a resource that might be beneficial to you. And we'll see you next time.